students, let us see some examples on histogram. The length of 40 leaves of a plant are measured correct to 1 millimeter and the data is obtained in the form of a table. So this is the table which is being created and it consists of the length of 40 leaves in millimeter. You can see that the classes over here are discontinuous. Draw a histogram to represent the given data. Is there any other situation of suitable graphical representation for this same data? Is it correct to conclude that the maximum number of leaves are 153 mm long? Okay, let us see. First of all, we need to create a new table because we are asked to construct a histogram. And the first and foremost condition for constructing a histogram is to have continuous classes. And in the given question, the classes were discontinued. So we have constructed a table which consists of continuous classes. So how we did that? For this, we have taken the difference is 1. Now what is this difference? This difference is nothing but the lower limit of succeeding class and minus the upper limit of preceding class. For example, for this two class intervals, it is 127 minus 126, which is equals to 1. Now we need to take the half of this difference. So taking the half of 1, we get 0.5. And now we need to subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and add 0.5 to the upper limit. And hence we get this new class intervals like 117.5 to 126.5, then 126.5 to 135.5 and so on. And the number of leaves, which is the frequency, is kept as it is. Now this is the histogram which we have prepared. You can see that there is a kink over here which is nothing but the break on axis. And why it is there? Because our data is not starting with 0. Our frequency is not starting with 0, but it is starting with the class interval of 117.5 to 126.5. That's why we have added a kink over here. Now you can see that these are the class intervals which we have taken on the x-axis, which is our horizontal axis. So these are our variables. And number of leaves, which is nothing but the value of our variables, we have taken it on the y-axis, which is our vertical axis. And accordingly, we have drawn the histograms. That is nothing but we have drawn the rectangles having widths and lengths. Now, we are asked about, is it correct to conclude that the maximum number of leaves are 153 mm? Let us see it afterwards. There is a second question, that is there any suitable graphical representation of the same data? So this particular data can also be represented using a frequency polygon. And for doing that, you don't have to do much. You just have to get midpoints over here and plot it. That is how we can represent the same data in a frequency polygon format. Now about the third question. As we can see about from the histogram that we have constructed, that the leaves over here are having the length which is more than 153 mm. So the answer to the question will be no, because the maximum number of leaves are lying in between the length of 144.5 to 153.5, which is more than 153 mm. So the answer for this will be no.